The San Francisco 49ers are positioning themselves for a shot at glory this season, with ambitions soaring as high as the Lombardi Trophy itself. But lurking behind the excitement is a stark reality. The team's core of young players is raising some eyebrows in the eyes of analysts and fans alike. Where do you stand? Comment below to let us know where you're watching from and your thoughts on the 49ers' current trajectory. In a recent power ranking of young core players under 27, the 49ers found themselves languishing at a disappointing 28th place, as noted by Bleacher Report. Among the highlighted players were Brock Purdy, Dominic Pooney, and Jair Brown. It's a head-scratcher that Malik Mustafa wasn't mentioned, while Diamador Lenore, who still fits the criteria, was also overlooked. Sure, Michael Williams and Alfred Collins could have also been considered, but they've faced their own questions in their rookie seasons. This leaves us at a crossroads. The potential is there, with several players on the cusp of becoming core contributors, yet there's a palpable sense of underachievement in terms of turning that potential into performance. The 49ers' approach to roster construction seems to be leaning heavily on their established stars, rather than cultivating a deep bench of young talent. The team's recent free agent signings of Mike Evans and Christian Kirk signal a clear commitment to the present rather than the future. Even the decision to retain Dre Greenlaw hints at a short-term strategy, especially considering they traded D. Winters, who is on a rookie deal. It's a bold gamble, banking on the current roster to deliver a Super Bowl victory before any major reconstruction takes place. Yet, this raises important questions about the team's long-term viability. The reality is, the 49ers haven't drafted well enough to offset the aging of their star players. The likes of Williams and Collins, while promising, haven't yet proven themselves as core contributors. Renardo Green took a step back last year, and Ricky Pearsall's health issues have kept him from making an impact. The question remains, how long can this strategy last if the high draft picks fail to materialize into reliable starters? Furthermore, it's worth noting that teams ranked below the 49ers, like the Dolphins, Steelers, Commanders, and Titans, aren't exactly playoff contenders. In stark contrast, the Rams and Seahawks are finding ways to compete at a similar level or even better, with a brighter outlook towards the future. This juxtaposition underscores the urgency for the 49ers to not just chase a championship, but to also cultivate a robust pipeline of young talent that can sustain success beyond the current stars. As we dive deeper into the state of the 49ers, it's clear that while the passion and ambition are palpable, the foundation must be built for sustained excellence. Will the gamble on star power pay off this season, or will the lack of a solid young core haunt the franchise in the years to come? The clock is ticking, and the stakes have never been higher. Up next, we'll explore the implications of the recent roster moves and what they mean for the upcoming season. Stay tuned as we unpack the latest developments surrounding the 49ers. As the San Francisco 49ers gear up for OTAs and training camp, the roster appears to be solidified, but that doesn't mean there aren't significant questions looming over each position group. The off-season maneuvers have come to a close, and it's time to take a closer look at what lies ahead, starting with the intriguing case of Kurtis Rourke. Just how much will we see of him during the preseason? We have a solid understanding of what Brock Purdy brings to the table, and we're familiar with Mac Jones's capabilities. The real question is, does Rourke possess the developmental upside the 49ers need to secure a stronger quarterback room moving forward? Fans, where are you watching from? What are your thoughts on Rourke's potential? Moving on to the running back situation. Who's going to claim the backup role? The 49ers opted to draft Kaelon Black higher than Jordan James, clearly signaling their preference for Black. This decision comes even with James already on the roster, which raises eyebrows. But let's not forget, James is entering his second year, while Black will need time to adjust to the rigors of the NFL. Will the team's faith in Black pay off, or are they taking a gamble by potentially sidelining a more seasoned player? Now, let's talk tight ends. The health of George Kittle has been a persistent concern, and Luke Farrell's lackluster performance last season only adds to the worries. Are the 49ers really in a position to lean heavily on Jake Tonjes with such a thin backup plan? If Kittle isn't at full strength, the tight end room could quickly become a liability. It's crucial that they find reliable depth, or they risk jeopardizing an essential part of their offensive strategy. Then we have the wide receiver core, which is undergoing a major transformation. 3 of their top 4 receivers will be different this season. Can veterans like Mike Evans and Christian Kirk still deliver at a high level, or are they showing signs of decline? And what about Dazon Stribling? Does his inexperience hold the unit back? The pressure is on this new trio to elevate the receiving game, as the 49ers need them to step up significantly compared to last year. The left guard position is another hot topic. With Connor Colby, Robert Jones, and Carver Willis all vying for the spot, it raises questions about the team's strategy. Do they stick with the familiar face, bring in the free agent addition, or take a chance on the rookie moving inside from tackle? This decision could shape the offensive line's performance and stability, making it a crucial point of contention leading into the season. Now, let's shift focus to the defensive line. The arrival of two rookies looking to make their mark, combined with the replacements of Jordan Elliott and Kalia, suggests a potential upgrade. Osa Odigizwa and Grace Halton could inject fresh energy into the group. However, how much better can this unit become? With two second-year players on the rise, the entire defensive front could be poised for a breakout season, but that potential needs to translate into on-field success. Health concerns loom large for this unit as well. With Nick Bosa and Michael Williams, this defensive group has the makings of a powerhouse. Yet, if either player is sidelined, it raises serious questions about the depth and overall effectiveness of a line. The 49ers can't afford any setbacks here. They need their stars to remain healthy to maintain their defensive prowess. Then, there's the matter of linebacker depth. With Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw solidifying the starter roles, the competition behind them is fierce. Between Tatum Bethune, Garrett Wallow, Luke Gifford, Nick Martin, and Jaden Duggar, the 49ers will have to make tough decisions about who stays and who goes, who will ultimately be the odd man out. This depth chart could significantly impact the team's ability to maintain a strong defensive presence throughout the season. The secondary is not without its questions either. The 49ers have brought in some fresh faces: Nate Hobbs, Jack Jones, and Ephesians Prysock. With Jones and Hobbs having starting experience from the previous year, will they challenge the current players for their roles in San Francisco? The pressure is on these newcomers to prove they can elevate the performance of a secondary that has shown vulnerabilities in the past. Lastly, we can't ignore the potential weaknesses in the secondary depth. Jair Brown and Marquez Sigel present intriguing options, but without quality depth, they could become liabilities. The 49ers will need to ensure they have dependable options in case of injuries or underperformance. With so many pivotal questions hanging over the roster, the coming weeks will be crucial for the 49ers as they prepare to solidify their starting lineup and address the depth across all positions. Let's dive into the next segment to explore more about how these decisions will impact the team moving forward. As we shift our focus to the critical midseason stretch for the San Francisco 49ers, fans should be buzzing with anticipation. The upcoming schedule has the potential to define the trajectory of the season, and it's time to dive into what lies ahead for our Niners. But first, where are you watching from? We want to hear your thoughts on how the 49ers will navigate this pivotal stretch. The NFL, in its infinite wisdom, has gifted the 49ers a favorable ramp-up period right before their most grueling stretch from Week 12 to Week 17. This strategic scheduling could be a game-changer for the team, allowing players to return from injuries and gradually increase their intensity without risking setbacks. It's a crucial time, and the 49ers should absolutely be grateful for this opportunity. Kicking off in Week 6, the 49ers will host the Washington Commanders on a primetime Monday night. This matchup is not just another game. It's a chance for the 49ers to establish their dominance early in the season. The Commanders, while not pushovers, should provide the Niners with a favorable contest that could lead to a decisive victory, setting a strong tone for the weeks to follow. Next up, the 49ers will head to Atlanta to face the Falcons, a team they dismantled in the previous season. With Tua Tagovailoa at the helm for the Falcons, expectations are for a repeat performance by the 49ers. There's no reason to think the outcome won't favor San Francisco once again, especially with the Niners' defense poised to capitalize on any mistakes from the young quarterback. 2 wins in a row? Yes, please. As they enter Week 8, the 49ers will enjoy a well-timed bye. This is no mere break. It's a strategic pause that allows the team to regroup and recover before they return to action against the Las Vegas Raiders. Mark this down. This game is practically an automatic win for the 49ers. The Raiders have been inconsistent, and the Niners should have the upper hand, bolstered by the momentum they've built in the previous weeks. But then, the competition ramps up as they travel to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, it's a more formidable opponent, but history has shown that the 49ers thrive in these high-stakes matchups. The rivalry runs deep, and there's no doubt that the Niners will enter this game with the confidence to come out on top. They've handled the Cowboys well in recent years, and there's no reason to expect a different outcome in 2026. This 4-game stretch, Washington, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Dallas, represents the lightest part of the 49ers season. It's a prime opportunity for them to establish a winning streak and build confidence. Coming out of the bye, they'll have the chance to reset and prepare for the intense competition that awaits in the second half of the season. Now, let's not overlook the Week 11 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Although this game will be a challenge, especially with it being played at high elevation in Mexico City, it can still be viewed as part of the ramp-up. The Vikings will test the 49ers, but they will also provide a necessary tune-up before the serious grind begins. In summary, the 49ers have a golden opportunity in their upcoming schedule. This carefully crafted ramp-up period sets the stage for a successful second half, where they must be ready to tackle tougher opponents as they push for playoff position. It's a chance for the team to solidify their identity and show the league what they're made of. As we wrap up this segment, let's hear your thoughts. How do you see the 49ers performing in this upcoming stretch? Share where you're watching from and leave your opinion about what lies ahead for the team. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the San Francisco 49ers as we navigate this exciting season together.